Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to LeaderOne Live, episode 3. We are here today with our guest, Vince Nepolitan. So Vince is a renovation expert, Mr. Renovation, there he is. Author, who's written 2 books, inspirational and motivational speaker, national real estate and mortgage coach. He's built renovation divisions for some of the biggest mortgage companies out there. And he is our LeaderOne Director of Coaching and Productivity. Welcome, Vince.
Love it. Love it. Thanks for having me, Alice. Always good to see you, my friend.
Thanks for coming on. What are you up to today, Vince?
What's that?
What are you up to today?
Oh, my goodness. We just got done with a Keller Williams event. As you can see, I'm rocking the hat today. I'm repping and, working with my Keller Williams family. I love it. So we had a big event today, and, my number one coaching philosophy, always be repping, always be repping.
I love it. So you have, I think it's 25 years of experience in the renovation space and in the lending space, which is amazing. Tell us a little bit about you and how you got started in your passion for renovation and how you got here today.
Oh, I love that. Well, I love renovation. I love renovation for multiple reasons, but as you can see, my background banner on the screen here, Renovate Me. Every time I've always looked at things throughout my life, I've always seen things for what they could be. I've always been a very positive person. And when I started in this business, when I was 20 years old, I started in this business working for $6 an hour, working for a mortgage company. And never in a million years did I see myself in a career in mortgage. I think a lot of people are probably that same person when they talk about their career in mortgage. Never in a million years would I thought I was going to be here. But, I always wanted to be different. I knew I was different. I know that I look different. I act different. I'm just different. And so I started to take a real passion to renovation and construction because I got to change things. I got to play with things. I got to create the perfect dream house that people always wanted. And, over the years, I heard people all the time tell me, Vince, you're crazy. Vince, you should do this. You should be doing production, and you should be a manager, and you should lead. And I'm just like, okay, guys.
You're doing all of those things, actually.
Right. And I'm like, I do those things, but at the same time, I get to help people, which is what I love. Teach them about renovation, teach them how to use a product like renovation in ways that the industry has never seen. And I do that because I just love helping people. And I always, always, always have seen things for what they could be. Hence why I'm sitting here rocking this Keller Williams hat today. And I'm repping because when I go speak at Keller Williams offices, I work with Keller Williams. I'm a coach for Keller Williams too. And, going to all these different market centers all over the country and working with Keller Williams and talking to them about renovation and how we could deal with these difficult listings in today's market is really getting people to open up their eyes and say, wait, what is this renovation loan again? It's crazy.
I think that something that you've said multiple times to me, and I think, it's one of those things we really want to get the word out and help agents to understand that if you qualify for an FHA loan, you qualify for an FHA 203K loan. If you qualify for conventional loan, you qualify for a home style loan. And that was transformative to us. And I think, renovation has a little bit of it's got a little bit of a reputation, I guess.
It does.
But the average age of a home in the United States is 46. Am I right?
Yeah, you're up there. Yeah, it's up there.
46 years old, or maybe the average listing is 46 years old or something like that. And it's so expensive to do renovations. You get these first-time home buyers into a house that's got an outdated kitchen and bathrooms, and they've got all these things that they want to do, but how are they ever going to come up with, $80,000 out of their pocket to do those repairs?
Yeah. And, the funny thing is what you just mentioned is that we have gone through so many changes in the industry over the years. And the biggest change in the industry was going into COVID, coming out of COVID, and then seeing a market shift that we went through. And at the time, people just, they just didn't care. They didn't think about it. The interest rates were 2.5%. You could go in there and you could just take it as is, and you could do all these things. Well, that's just not the way that the industry is going now. And people have to just be able to understand that our job in the business, whether you're in mortgage or real estate, is to always do what's best for the client, the customer, and the people that you're working with, your agent partners, the people that are buying properties, the customers, the consumer, the people that own homes that want to refinance, but they don't really get the best options presented to them because most people don't understand it. And to your point, what you said earlier, renovation's got a bad rap. The reason that it's got a bad rap is because people don't know how to do them. People, they just don't know what they don't know. And the lack of education across the board in the industry, mortgage and real estate, that is exactly why people shy away from them because, again, they just don't know what they don't know.
And that's what it is. I think that, going into that transaction, knowing that you can close it, if you know what you're doing, and if your back of house knows what they're doing, and the agent knows what they need to be doing in order to get that loan going, that you can actually have a normal closing, time. You can have a 30-day close.
Yep.
And then all the ways that you can use renovation to save a deal, to salvage something, like if the inspections go wrong and the buyer still wants the house, but you can flip it to a renovation loan. All the things that you've taught us over these last few months, there's really been some eye openers. But one thing that I want to ask you about is, what do you think it's going to take? Because we go in and we do this education and the agents get so excited about it. And we know those opportunities are out there, but then we leave and, the day goes on and the weeks go on and maybe, they're not remembering to look for those deals. It's that 10 or 15% of their business that they could be getting if they knew reverse, if they knew renovation, if they knew DSCR and all these products. But what do you think it really takes? What do we need to do in order to make sure that our agents are going out and converting these renovation deals?
Oh, I love that, Alice. It's such a good question. And I got a few different answers for you, right? And the first one is follow-up is everything. Follow-up is everything. You don't want to be a one-trick pony. Go in there, make a huge splash, you make a big noise, and everybody loves it. You hype people up, and then you leave, and then they never see you again. Oh, yeah. Man, he was such a great speaker, but what was he talking about? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So follow-up is key to everything in this business. Doesn't matter what program or what product you're talking about. And number two is always going to be closed mouths don't get fed. So you have to talk about it. You got to rep it, right? That's look, everybody laughs at me, but it is my number one coaching philosophy. And it's what I tell everybody, always be repping. So talk about it, offer it. You have to be able to do those things because, again, like I said, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you never mention it, if you never ask about it, you're never going to get it. Yeah. So people just have to understand that when they're talking to a client, when they're talking to a consumer, and when they're talking to an agent and they're giving somebody a pre-qualified buyer and they're handing it over and say, here you go, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they're qualified to purchase a $500,000 property. Oh, and by the way, Alice, they're also qualified for the renovation loan. So if you come across a property that doesn't have quite the appeal or has some issues with it, don't be afraid of that. And let's get that house. If that's the house you want, let me show you how we could take a house that you'll like and turn it into a home that you'll love. Yay, boom.
I love setting the stage for them on the front end of their home search so that they can set up their home search a little bit differently.
Exactly.
And not, I don't like that kitchen, I'm not even going to go look.
Right. And that's the thing. That's what I tell everybody all the time. Look, if you've got any sort of traditional financing offer, it's got a renovation arm to it. It's going to allow you to do the renovation. But if there's a certain area code or a certain zip code that you got to be in, your kids got to be in this school district, whatever the case is, utilize the renovation loan and say, you know what? It's in the area that I want. Yeah, it's a little dated. The kitchen looks bad. It looks like the Brady Bunch family reunion in this house, but I could fix that. I could totally change all that in my financing. And the best thing about it, the buyer gets the after completion value and they get to create the house the way they want it. That is what renovation is all about.
I love it. I love it so much. And I mean, that's just even just for the buyer's side. I think for the seller's side, a light bulb moment was when you said you should never have to list a property cash.
Yeah, never. The cash offer, I see it across the board, right? Especially working with my Keller Williams family. What I always see is that the agents are putting something out there where it says cash only, investor special, conventional financing only. It's like, look, you're closing off the market and you don't have to do that. A first-time home buyer could come in and buy these properties and fix them. A veteran can use their VA loan and they could acquire a property 100% financing, and they can customize it and update it the way that they want it. People just, again, they just need to understand. They don't know what they don't know, but it's our job to educate the industry and help them, which is why I love being a coach, because that's really all I'm doing is I'm educating and helping people understand programs and products to help them grow their business.
I think it can be a tidal wave, and it can be market by market, because all it takes is a couple of powerful agents or teams or whatever to really embrace the idea and to go out and make some of these transactions happen. And then word of mouth goes and people gain confidence. And then all of a sudden you've got all these properties getting renovated, at the time of purchase, which is just, it's really cool. I love it. So what are a couple of maybe the little known uses for renovation that you love to talk about?
A lot of the big pieces that I love to talk about is allowing first-time home buyers to understand the best financing that's available. More often than not, renovation is going to be key for them, especially the ones that don't have big bank accounts. They don't got a lot of money sitting in their account. They got great credit. They got a great job, but they don't have a ton of cash. And so cash has become a little bit more scarce in the home buying market, especially after everybody's talking about the predictions of the market and credit card debt and all these things are so high. So if that's the case, understand the financing and utilizing it for just first-time home buyers. Maybe they just want to get some new appliances. Maybe they want to get a washer, dryer, refrigerator, oven, dishwasher. Maybe they want to get some of those things. Maybe they want to come in and they just want to update the flooring. They want to get rid of the old carpet. Maybe the house was lived in by a smoker and they just need to repaint the house and get rid of the smoke smell and get rid of the carpet and do some new floors. There's so many different angles to use and there's so many different ways to spin it that the best thing that I can talk about to help people, especially in the real estate, on the real estate side of things, is understanding that these programs will not only help the process, but they will help the sellers too. The sellers that are dealing with these properties that don't have the money to fix them. They don't have ways to go out there and do these things. Leverage the financing side as the buyers are bringing offers to the table, and you could make a lot of things happen. Don't pigeonhole yourself. Open up to all sorts of options. And if it's not renovation, great, that's okay. That's fine. But maybe it is a non-QM. Maybe it is a bank statement loan. Understanding programs and products is the best thing that I can tell loan officers, is that it might not always be a renovation loan, but if you understand and present all the options available, you just did a service to your client, and that's what it's about.
Well, and you just said something. You were saying, the sellers have options, and yes, they have options to present that loan as an option to the buyer. But let's just talk about those homeowners that they bought a house, they didn't use renovation financing. They maybe bought in the last couple of years. Their house hasn't appreciated all that much, but they want a new kitchen.
Yeah.
What options are available to people that actually already own the home? Can they?
Yeah, and that's the best. That's the best part about it, is the renovation refinance, because people could come in. They don't have to go take out a home equity line of credit and slap a second on their house. Who wants to do that right now? Let's be honest. So if you really
don't have the equity to do it without the improvements either.
Exactly. And so if people really understood the renovation refinance, the best kept secret in the industry, renovation refinance are considered a rate and term refinance. They're not a cash out. Therefore, you can exceed the maximum loan limit, you can exceed the maximum loan to value, and you could really take a property and create so much more equity rather than take it away. Why would you not utilize the renovation refinance? Again, the lack of education is exactly why you're not seeing it.
Well, you do so much amazing education. We love to host you, here at LeaderOne. You do a lot of your own stuff as well. And I would love to tell anyone who is watching, who's interested in connecting with you, how best to reach you, Ben, so that they can learn more.
I love you. You know, Alice, you got the best smile in the world, too. That big smile of yours lights up the room. I love that. Well, everybody could reach me at askmrrenovation.com. That's askmrrenovation@gmail.com. They can always call me on my cell. They could reach me at LeaderOne, Vince Nepolitan at LeaderOne.com. Any way that I could help, I'm here. Call me, text me, email me. It doesn't matter. I got your back. All you got to do is holler at your boy. Let's get it.
I love it. Thank you so much, Vince. It was so good to see you. I know you're busy, so thanks for taking the time.
Yep. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you.
See everybody next week on LeaderOne Live.
Boom.